Good evening, everyone. This is Party Boy Jr. here, and in today's video, I will be explaining my 3 submissions into the Hybrid War Games. Obviously, me and my girlfriend have been making hybrids for a bit now, and I wanted to do some kind of special, primarily make a video for this one since, I haven't really made one. And considering the fact it's probably last hybrid making for a while up until the Hybrid War 2, just because everything's kind of been done already in terms of hybrid making. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, the Hybrid War Games is essentially create an animal. You're not creating these monsters to kind of fight. It is invented by Draco Valen, in which he made this hypothetical island with a bunch of different ecological areas where we could submit different hybrids. So I decided to make all of my hybrids very joyous and happy, since this is something that I've been wanting for a really long time. A hybrid tournament where the opponents are viewed as animals instead of just monsters that fight in an arena. So yeah, let's get into the first hybrid. Now, the base to my first hybrid is going to be Megalania. Living during the Pleistocene epoch, it is one of the largest terrestrial monitor lizards. So, given the goal of my hybrid, I feel like it was the perfect contribution. The second in my genome is Croc Monitor. This allows for shortened rostral skull and more rounded, and also sharper claws. The next is Northern Sierra Madre Forest Monitor. This allows for a more fruit-derived diet, as this hybrid will actually prefer to eat large, colorful fruits. The next is Quincy Monitor, which gives us a longer tongue, as Quincy Monitors are known in the pet and reptile world as having a very long tongue in comparison to other monitor lizards. The next is Green Iguana, which allows for advanced lingual apprehension. This was a little bit trickier to find, as bearded dragons are also very good at lingual apprehension. However, some people consider that probably bearded dragons domesticated, even though you can't really domesticate a reptile. But Green Iguana is a very good fit. The next contribution is Madagascar Spiny-tailed Iguana. This gives our hybrid a spike-eared tail, which allows it to use it as a weapon. The next is American Alligator, which gives us enlarged caudal-femoris muscle, acreages along the femur and pelvic girdle. This shifts its weight off of its fragile joints and more onto its heavy hip and tail musculature, allowing to give us more weight. The next contribution is a Triassic turtle, known as Pepochiles. Now, Pepochiles is known for having kind of like a semi-shell in terms of armor, and we will be taking this and using this as the armor for our hybrid. And finally, there's the Spiny Turtle. This takes the already existing Pepochiles semi-shell and sharpens the top of it and somewhat of the side. I would now like to present Laeta Yoshius lacerata, or the Happy Yoshi Lizard. Length in females is slightly shorter, being around 28 and some reaching 30 feet, while males on average reach about 30 feet in length. At the shoulder and height, females reach 4 to 6 feet and males around 6 to 7 feet. Now, weight. Females normally on average weigh 3.7 tons, while males can reach into upper estimates of 3.8 to 4 tons. Their max top sprinting speed is 22 miles per hour. Their tongue length is extremely long due to the Quincy Monitor and other monitor traits, with it being 4 feet long. Its tensile pull strength is actually 50 pounds as well, and a bite force of 88,000 newtons. Now, obviously, this creature is based off of Yoshi, and its ecology reflects that. This creature lives near Site Charlie, the tropical jungle section, in which it feeds off a variety of very colorful fruits. And with that allows for a variety of different colors, coming from green, pink, purple, blue, you get it. The average Yoshi colors from Yoshi's Story and such. And essentially, Because they eat fruit, they don't really have any competition towards each other. They will in fact get into large colonies and bask together. They feel no need to be dominant over one another. However, once a non-Yoshi lizard gets into their territory, they all become very hyper-aggressive. They will all charge towards the opponent, and if the opponent is significantly larger than them, say an elephant or something like that, they will climb up onto the opponent and use their surprising bite force to tear chunks out of their opponent, and use their tongues to essentially pull organs and meat out of the opponent. Now, sexual dimorphism in the Yoshi species does not come from colors due to them already being highly colorful. It actually comes from their tongues. Males have a more paddle-like tip to their tongue, which is better for grabbing different fruits and such, while females have a more forked tongue, better for sniffing out fruits and nesting spots. Males and females will essentially impress each other, kind of like how penguins give rocks to the females. The male Yoshis will look for the most vibrant and colorful fruits to pull down, and the females will walk by and use their forked tongue and Jacobson's organs to detect whether the fruit is ripe or not. And the male with the most ripe fruit will get the female. They are not polygamous at all. They're actually monogamous and actually mate for life as well. And that was just the terrestrial hybrid, so you know it's about to be a long video. Anyways, on to the aquatic section of the hybrid war. Aedobatus serves as the base, being a large prehistoric filter-feeding ray. Next is a thornback guitarfish, which gives us more pronounced pelvic fins. Next is Aquilobamna, in which we are taking the overall shape of the pectoral fins and using it on the pelvic fins of our hybrid. The giant river stingray gives us its venomous barb, allowing for such a large creature to actually contain venom in it. The next is the rainbow boa. This gives us the placoid scales and the prism-like structures for sunlight to reflect off of this creature, allowing for this creature to have a rainbow hue of sorts on him. I now present Lux Solis Radius Iridis, or the Sunshine and Rainbow Ray. Its wingspan is about 22 to 26 feet, with a total length of 32 to 36 feet from snout to tail. With a weight of 2.5 to 3.2 tons and a cruising speed of 10 to 14 knots, with a burst speed of 24 knots, this creature is very large. These creatures are large, filter-feeding animals, essentially taking the same niche as a manta ray. These creatures live around the shores of the wetlands area, and will travel upstream to get more food or for females to raise pups. Females will swim far upstream, allowing for more protection to raise their pups, in which they gestate about 1 to 2 pups, which takes around 12 to 14 months. And now we are on to the final and personally one of my favorite of the bunch. Yoshi obviously being number 1, but this is my second favorite. I did a gliding mammal, in which I do have permission here, as you can see, from Draco Valen, that I could do a gliding mammal. So yeah, let's get into it. Junzi imperialis serves at the base, an ancient species that had been living 2,300 years ago in ancient China. Sundakaluko serves for an extensive full-body paticum, or skin membrane, across its body. Southern flying squirrel gives us an elastic dermal elastin fibers woven into the skin membrane. This forces the paticum snap flush against the body when arms are bent, so it never snags during brachiation. While gelada baboon, densely calloused high-friction palmar and plantar friction pads, a stout shoulder girdle muscles for scrambling up vertical rock surfaces, and specialized high-altitude cardiovascular adaptation, or hypoxia tolerance. I would like to introduce Hylobates laetus volans, or the joyful flying gibbons, or for short, JoJo's, as based off of the potato wedges that you get at the gas stations. JoJo's have an average body length of 3 to 3.5 feet, a wingspan of 7 to 7.8 feet, and an arm span of 6.5 to 7.2 feet, with a weight of around 19 to 24 pounds. JoJo's live in large nesting colonies that occupy the sheer mountain cliffs in the jungle biome overlooking Site Charlie. Every morning they launch off the mountain peaks, gliding down to the valley below to forage before riding thermal air currents back up to the mountain face by evening. JoJo's adopt a gelato social structure. Lives in large, cliffside multi-level herds, up to 50 individuals, led by a dominant male utilizing sheer rock faces where ground predators cannot reach them. Males possess an inflatable chest patch and resonant vocal sac. They project booming multi-tonal screams off canyon walls to mark territory across entire valleys. If threatened while roosting on a cliff, the entire colony turns outwards, bearing large canines and dropping loose boulders down the rock face and onto intruders. JoJo's eat a multiple of food sources such as high-altitude jungle foliage, cliff nesting bird eggs, mountain berries, and canopy fruits. It uses its massive glide envelope to commute before barren mountain roosts and rich forest valleys without ever stepping foot on the ground. A single offspring is born after a 6-month gestation period. Infants are born with a hyper-developed handed foot grip strength, latching firmly onto the mother's chest fur. The infant remains secured to her belly even during 50-mile-per-hour cliff dives and high G banking maneuvers. JoJo's have a very interesting ecology as they have developed a symbiotic relationship with another creator's hybrid. Conciliatory Past made Rodan, and at first it was meant to breathe fire, however, it may seem like it's not allowed. Rule 7 does not state that, by the way. Anyways, as Rodan flies around, it needs large gizzard stones in order to process large quantities of food, as Rodan is a very large hybrid. That is where the JoJo's come in. When threatened, the JoJo's throw large rocks or boulders down at their opponent. However, as time progresses, both the Rodans and the JoJo's see an opportunity for a mutual symbiotic relationship. When Rodans need large gizzard stones to process their foods, they will go to the JoJo's, and the JoJo's will then throw rocks down the mountain, not necessarily to intimidate the Rodan, but to provide him with the stones. And in turn, the Rodan protects the JoJo's, as the Rodan relies on the JoJo's for their large gizzard stones, as getting these gizzard stones would require a massive amount of energy in order to get to the right size, etc., etc. And so, in turn, the JoJo's and Rodans see a mutual symbiotic relationship. And that is it for the hybrid war games. Those are my 3 hybrids. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Obviously, all colors are done by my wonderful, amazing girlfriend, Party Girl. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy. See you guys next time.